was funny. I seen something on Twitter and it was talking kind of about that Hawk Tua thing,
Oh shit! Like
but
you're talking about the meme coin shit.
yeah, but it was also alluding to more of her rise and downfall. And I saw an
Okay.
interesting tidbit in there. This is why I'm bringing it up. It was because he was talking about our podcast, but he was even saying like one of the reasons why I was doing so well is yes, she's a character and she's a meme, but it was also like free flowing, and she would have episodes like, oh, like we're talking about this, and then like for 45 minutes, whatever, carry off into grandma's recipes or whatever. And he was saying it shouldn't work, but it does because, everything's formatted nowadays. So the fact that Haley was doing something that was like unformatted, that's kind of what led her up to actually being in the spotlight. And then obviously she had the Hawk Tua coin, so like that shit's pretty much all gone now. But he was saying like you can take certain things away from this rise and fall, like just so you make sure it don't happen to you. I kind of thought that was interesting, and for me, what I learned about that was just like, of course we can be, ourselves, whatever, be as organized as we want, but I think also something that we bring to the table is like we're just having a conversation at the end of the day.
Right.
We busy, 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 we busy. That bitch so pretty, got a mean girl just like Lindsay. Said she fucking with me, making drives across the city. Swear this shit can get too litty. Pushing be like Diddy, you ain't B-boy, who you kidding? At the top, I see you there. In LA, I see you there. At the space, I see you there. Texas State, I see you there. I know y'all go crazy, y'all be turning up in the square. Take another pill and we can turn up just by anywhere. Hit you in and say yeah, just to see if there's a feelings there.
Episode 12, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, we've been recording 3 times a week. So, trying to figure out, how to exactly format the episodes and stuff. So, like the audience is expecting, like the midweek is gonna kind of be
Yeah.
these things. The weekend show is gonna be this, and the beginning of the week is gonna be kind of like more of a chilled, laid back. Have certain topics that we're wanting to go over, like TikTok
Talking up,
type
yeah,
ideas, like just like
yeah, yeah.
drafts and just stuff to keep it more engaged. Because obviously we just y'all will be seeing the episode drop soon. We just recorded that on Saturday, so today is Monday, and it's only been a day of hoops. So
Yeah.
not really much going on. Obviously, there's always news throughout the league that we can
Hey,
chop it up, but
don't tell Jokic that though, bro.
right.
Right?
It doesn't
Them
matter.
back to backs or nothing.
It doesn't matter what day it is, bro.
Yeah, bro, we coming at it for
But
sure.
yeah, no.
Gotta
So
finish.
we're starting to get a pretty good hang of it, bro. I think this is like our third straight week of doing it.
Yeah, yeah, for
So
sure. We've been
we're
yeah,
kind of getting the footing right and just the consistency, and then we'll start having certain like days of the week. We'll have certain segments for
we talking
y'all
about stuff.
to
Yeah.
keep y'all wanting to come back to watch it. But man, I just kind of going straight into it, bro. Yesterday, Sunday, December 8th was I would say it was a great day for basketball. I'm not gonna lie. I think
I
I
agree.
was watching more hoops than I was football.
Football,
Yeah,
yeah.
just kind of. I think it's kind of where it's at for me at this time of the season. Like, the locks for the NFL are kind of like playoff teams are kind of locked. You kind of know what your destiny is already for the end of the
Mhm.
season, and now like basketball is kind of taken over for me, obviously
Yeah,
because of the
yeah, yeah.
pod, but and just trying to keep up with the league because my team is doing pretty good, so I want to be able to see who's the competition for the rest of the season. But yeah, no, some great games. The game that I was super locked in with was the Heat versus the Cavs, bro. The Heat
That
just
was a good one.
handed the Cavs their fourth loss of the season.
Yeah,
Shout out to Tyler Harrow. I gave him big all-star nods and respects in the last video that
yeah,
y'all will
bro.
see
Yeah,
soon, and I think he just kind of proved my point right there, bro. And, I texted you
yeah,
and
yeah,
you were texting Los about it as well, and then it's like, man, if
yeah.
Tyler Harrow plays like this, I don't I don't really think they're not stressing out about it. Their future,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, for you guys that didn't watch it, like CJ was saying, Tyler Hero had like 35, bro. I want to say he went like 10 to 19. He's been shooting a lot better this season. Yeah, like we've been talking about it a little bit, bro, but we can kind of go into it. Kind of what we were texting about because that was one of the things I had written down. So I'm glad you're starting off with this. Yeah, if the Heat, if they do get Tyler Hero to do this stuff, like I texted you, I don't think that they're in any trouble. Like it would be it because like me and CJ were talking about his contract's kind of on the it was on the more expensive side, but it's on the cheaper side for what he's been doing, to be honest. And I think Pat Riley kind of knew that. I think that's why they signed Hero to the max, even though he was kind of an in and out player. I feel like he had belief and faith in him that he would kind of figure this out. And obviously, Pat Riley's one of the greatest coaches and GMs of all time. So, I mean, we're not going to put it past him, right? But the brilliance of Tyler Hero can completely save the Heat franchise. I think that's exactly what I told Los. And yeah, if he's doing this, since Bam is young, they don't have to worry as much about Jimmy because Bam's not old at all. Like he still has 6-7 more years of pretty good NBA basketball. So kind of like CJ's alluding to, bro. If you got Tyler Hero beating the Cavs pretty much on his own without those 34 points, like the Heat aren't winning.
Yeah, for sure.
But it kind of goes to show you, like, the Heat are never out, bro, especially if he's doing this. Because, I didn't think he was an all-star last episode when we talked about it, but he could be. He might be, actually. Because they'll look to get Miami something.
I think if they start to go on a little run leading up to this all-star break, I think they'll probably give him a little all-star nod. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, because like you're saying, bro, I know all the other coaches have it in their scouting report, like, oh, Hero's been hooping.
Oh yeah,
like he's been hitting a lot of shots.
He's been he's been going.
And I know he had like 10 threes that one game earlier this season too, bro, in the NBA Cup. Like he was just flame throwing, bro. Kevin Love was talking about it. He was like, yeah, I think Tyler Hero's been obviously our best player this year, and everybody wants him to be. Like, I think their entire organization is like finally.
Yeah.
I think they're like finally.
Yeah.
Because this is what they need.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I honestly I
watched that one.
I never really expected Tyler Hero. Like, he's a good player, but I didn't think he was gonna be like an all-star level type player every single season.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Me either, to be honest. I always thought he was a good shooter.
I thought he was.
I didn't think handle would get there, but
he's gotten a lot better. His progression in the league. So hey, it's that Miami Heat culture, bro. Yeah, like bro. They really just produce some dogs over there. Like if you want to work and make it in the league, you'll make it if with them, So
they're one of the most consistent franchises in the NBA.
Facts.
For sure. So like you're saying, their coaching and their staff doesn't turn over that much. They always try to keep the same players. It's for a reason.
Yep.
So
yeah. Another just kind of news, actually, I wanted to bring up, switch it up a little bit. Shout out to CP3 getting his 12,902nd assist and moving up to second all time in the assist.
The 1v1 legged three.
Shout out to the point guard. What do you think? What do you?
Not surprised, man. And obviously, nobody's gonna pass Stockton. I don't think in our lifetime. Just because he was averaging 14 assists for like 4 seasons straight, I think, something crazy,
ridiculous.
Yeah, like so that's also another one of those records. It's kind of like the Curry 3-point record. It'll take a while to beat that. But CP3 being second just goes to show you his longevity and his ability to not only create for himself, because we all know he was an All NBA player in his prime, but being able to create for others, bro. Because I feel like people, whenever they're playing basketball, of course they want to score, but people underestimate how good an assist feels, and he has over almost 13,000 of them. So he's no stranger to sharing the ball, and I hope one day he plays long enough to where maybe he can get a ring, but I don't know if it'll happen, and that's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. That was kind of gonna be my next question. Like, where would you rank?
I'm sure it was.
Like, where would you rank Chris Paul in like all-time point guards?
For me, top 5 point guard of all time on skill, right?
Okay.
Like if we're just looking at, I think he's 5th, but bro, like, because I have to take into account the new players that are coming in, but of course I'm not gonna put Luka over him yet. It's like, even though I really could.
You really could, though.
Yeah, I really could, huh?
That's the thing. Like I'm not even like a CP hater, right? But I'm just kind of
No,
like
yeah,
a realistic person. So
yeah,
he's made it to one finals, right? Correct. So is Luca.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so is Luca.
Luca's been, I think, an All NBA type player for the past 4 seasons. All NBA
Yeah,
first team, like for the
I think
past 5 seasons. That's probably how much like CP3 has in his whole like
his career.
career. You know
Fair
what I
enough.
mean? But like,
He has more all-star selections because he's been in the league longer.
yeah, he's
They
gonna have
both have rookie of the year. They both have rookie of the year.
yeah.
No, that's an interesting question, CJ. Because now I'm thinking about it. I don't think CP3 is a top 5 point guard in a couple years. I do think he is
Right
right now.
now, okay,
Yes.
that's fair.
If like you're saying, like you asked, like, but to your point, God forbid we say Luca or Shea or like somebody else who's going to get to that level where we know, because I think Shea will go to NBA Finals. I don't know if he'll win when he gets there, which is fine,
Yeah, yeah,
but I think he'll go and see what that's like, and like Luca's already seen what that's like, right? Other even like Kyrie could be a point. I'm thinking of that too, where like Reeves won a finals. He's done everything. Like I think his career kind of went in the gutter a little bit, a couple years ago, but he's another good example where you bring up CP3. I think a kind of Kyrie, whenever he's done, we'll kind of see where those guys are at. Because,
what about like
man,
Jason Kidd?
I think J Kidd, for me, I'll put him in like the top 15.
Okay,
Like he's not the greatest scorer. I think,
uh,
as a playmaker and like just like a maestro, he's one of the better players that we have ever.
yeah,
But at the same time, just looking at a skill basis standpoint, he's not going to like blow you out of the water with the stats. And I just think
right.
the game has changed. But shout out Jason Kidd too. But yeah, CP3 getting that second place all time is massive.
Yeah, shout out to him, bro. And I feel like it's crazy, bro, because we were just talking about how James Harden just moved up to second all time in three
Yeah,
point, and when we're talking about what didn't KD move up in the scoring?
yeah. Katie's like seventh.
Seventh now.
Man,
We're witnessing history, bro. I think a lot of people need
so,
to, take a step back and realize that and like appreciate that while it lasts because
mhm.
we're watching some of the greatest basketball players of all time,
And I think Curry, like you're saying, Harden and Dame will be the only three players, or Clay, sorry, to have 3,000. It'll be those four at the top of the list, but we kind of already know that because
Yeah.
just by the way that they play. But yeah, it's really cool to see again guys like Stephen Curry. I think when they played the Clippers the next game, he like dapped them up and shit because he knows like CJ's saying, this is it. This is why we played for so long, is just to be able to be recognized as somebody who brought some value to the game. And James Harden to me is one of my favorite players of all time. He's a lefty, he's just a bucket. But CP3 is too, bro. Super underrated and just doesn't get the love that he deserves. But I feel like if you know ball, you'd be loving CP3, bro.
Facts.
Like, I don't hear
Where
a lot of CP3.
what so you said he's a top 5 point guard for you all time right now?
I think right now, yeah.
Okay.
Dude, who's the other four?
Yeah, I guess. Like who's your other four?
Okay. Magic, probably for me. Let's see, Stockton's on there. Um,
Is Curry up there?
oh, it's Jerry on there, bro.
Who, Jerry? Is Steph up
Like,
there?
yeah, that's up there. Steph might be.
I don't know.
Honestly,
I don't think no, I don't think CP3 is a top 5 point guard right now of all time.
you don't think so?
I don't think so.
I think he's better than Isaiah Thomas. And Isaiah Thomas like won NBA championships. I think he honestly like the question is he better
What
than Jerry West?
well so like what it's also like how you base like how are you like grading them?
I guess yeah. For
Because
me,
like
I'm weighing it on career longevity and just like more than your finals like
yeah, like if you
appearances.
won a championship or not.
And I also think that partly isn't even on you. Like it's also on the organization. It's on the players that you're surrounded with. Like we can look at it as a pure skill base because then that'll change it. But like I'm looking at it as like a longevity, pure understanding. Like I think Magic, bro. Then Curry. Then probably Steph. If you want to put him up there that high, I think he's most likely like
Hold on, you said
he could be
You said Curry and then Steph?
or sorry, my bad. I meant West. Sorry.
West, yeah,
I meant
okay.
Jerry. Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
I meant Jerry. He wanted to put him there because people forget that he,
yeah.
he's the only winner of the Finals MVP on a
On
losing
losing
team.
team. Yeah. But like I said, I think
Bro.
it's because if you're not just looking at like championships and stuff, because he was like what, like 1-7 in the NBA Finals or something.
Well, yeah, I guess the question, bro, do you think that people, whenever they're doing these rankings, they look at championships?
I feel like they do, honestly, because like
Do you
what
think that that's a fair, like,
I don't think it's fair, but I like understand it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it's a part of like someone's legacy. Like if you're really the best player, you're gonna
Hey,
win.
let me keep it real, like you're saying. I think Lillard's even better than CP3, like skill wise.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't even like Dame was pretty nice, bro. Like I don't know, like
I'm gonna have to think
like
about
well,
that.
yeah,
and
we'll
give
come back to y'all because
you-
I definitely kind of threw this on you
Okay,
at
okay,
like
okay.
a
I'm
last.
gonna give you them straight up, even if they're playing right now. So you can just. I think for me, it's Magic.
Okay.
Second of all time is Curry. Third of all time, most likely, in my opinion, right now is Luka. I think Luka's one of the best point guards ever. Fourth, Allen Iverson, pure skill. Like he wasn't really a point, bro, but
Yeah, I was
he's
gonna say,
the
is he more
point.
shooting? Yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, they call him a shooting guard, but he was 6'1",
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
was initiating offense, bro. Like I
yeah.
don't. I always thought that was interesting too. I'm like, bro, he's not like he was a point. Like he
Yeah.
was initiating. Like he's dribbling the ball up and down. Like he's
Yeah,
initiating.
yeah.
Like you can
I
call
think
him whatever.
they probably just had him as a shooting guard and had
Right.
someone that would
Yeah.
like whenever he needed to like heat up and go off his screens and like you know what I mean, like because he
Yeah,
was a
bro.
2 guard technically, but a 2 guard that handled the ball. You know what I mean? Like a
Yeah, I
McGrady
mean,
type of
bro, I'm not even gonna lie. I think James Harden's a point guard.
I
If you want me to be
was about to say no. I think James Harden is definitely a point guard.
like but we're not gonna put him on. I don't want to put him on this list because it's like we got so many cats that are just. But I would put James Harden in my fifth spot right now.
I was about to say I think he's got to be. I mean,
like those are the 5 best point guards we've ever had.
Yeah.
Skill wise and just what they can do on the like. Again, like even with Luka, theoretically he could be the best one, but again, he still has to win, and that's a great question, man.
Well, we'll definitely come
tough.
back to that one because that was I'm thinking about it right now, you know, and I feel like it's just we definitely gotta like talk about it, you know what I mean, and like because it's one of those like
I think you're making a good point with like if you think about it from just like pure what it's actually gonna be, I don't think CP3 makes the top 5.
Nah,
like you're saying, just because I mean there's so many guys now that are
shit. He might not make.
They took a lot
10.
from CP3, honestly. They took all his game, bro, and then they added 25 points. You know.
Yep.
So,
bigger, faster.
Yeah.
Can shoot better.
No, this leads me into my next question, bro. It's a perfect segue kind of into this next one I had written. I want to talk a little bit about Jokic, man, and what you think. Kind of like you're asking, bro, do you think he's already a top 5 center of all time, right? And do you think that on the NBA guys, if you guys don't know, the NBA does anniversary teams every 25 years. They did one for the 50th, they did one for 75. They'll do one for 100. Do you have a ranking for where Nikola Jokic will be? If you had, out of 100 players, where would you put Jokic?
Fuck.
Because that's what they're gonna have to do, bro.
He's definitely up there.
Yeah. Well, it goes Jordan, Braun, right? Like those are the 2 seats that are at the front,
right?
Obviously,
right.
They were even laughing about it last time. I think they like dapped each other up, and Magic was like, "Oh, y'all feel special, huh? Like y'all know that like nobody's passing us,
right?
No matter what." For Jokic, he's gonna be behind.
He's gonna be like, he's gonna be like on his own like table type shit.
Yeah, bro. Mike was literally saying he told Magic, he said, "Bro, where are your shoes at right now? We can go run it, bro. If you think you're better than me, like you're crazy." Mike is crazy.
He still has that shit, bro. That's what made him the GOAT, though.
So great.
But I would probably put him. Was he on the 75?
No. Giannis was, Harden was, Westbrook was, Durant was, LeBron was,
AD,
Nowitzki, Duncan.
Wasn't AD?
AD, yes, and D Wade
Wasn't
and
Dame?
Dame.
Damn, there's
Yeah,
low key.
CP3.
Jokic is definitely gonna be up there, bro. He's got to be.
I think his seat will be number 15 or 13. One of those in between 10 and 15 because I feel like to crack the top 10 he has to win another finals ring.
Yeah, I agree. So if he wins like this fourth MVP, is he already solidified without this fourth MVP?
Yeah, I think he's probably top 25 all
Okay.
time if he were to stop right now, but he's not stopping. One of the reasons we
No.
brought it up is cuz he had 100 points in two separate games on a back-to-back or something and
yeah, he's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, he seems like more than ever. The reason I bring this up is he just seems like more than ever that this is the year he's trying to really go for it. Like if this was any year where he was going to get a bunch of counting stats and do all this stuff and break all these records, I think kind of after this year he's going to be a lot less, pushing that. But I mean, in my opinion, I think he'll be in the 10 to 15 range. Kind of like I was saying earlier, just like obviously there's like the top. In my opinion, I don't think he's better than Larry Bird just because Bird has won so many finals, and he's just actually won. So I don't know if they'll give it. Yeah. Again, I don't know if they'll do the anniversary team based on skill. Or
yeah, I was about to say how. I mean, I guess we could kind of like go through it and like chop it up and like what, but like what did they like grade it off of these past ones? Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, let me see. Because I can pull up the team right now, so we can just go through it. Because it is interesting. I think they mixed. So I know. Oh, this is another tidbit for the audience too, guys. If you don't know, if you made an anniversary team previously, unless something drastic happened and the NBA completely like you're gonna be on the next one. So like the guys on the 50th were on the 75th, and they'll be on the 100th. But they're just adding like those players that are now coming into like being legends and pretty much guaranteed Hall of Famers.
So if you've made a team already, you're not going to be taking off of a future team.
Yes, they add to it. So like unless like something drastic happens where there actually are 25 first ballot Hall of Famers where like they actually kick somebody off the list. It's very difficult to like not make the next list. I don't think anybody didn't make it.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Damn, do you like that though? Like, do you like? There's some players from the 50s that we have never even seen play. That is like gonna be on a list.
That's a great question too. I think it's just like alluding to the history of the game. So like at one point, these were the Giants. Like you just George Mikan is a giant in the 1940s. Like he really was a giant, bro. He was basically what Jokic is now in terms of like just the alienness. And I think they're just trying to like give back to the history of the game. But in my opinion, I don't like it if people don't deserve it.
I don't like it if there's people that are better than them.
Yeah, and that's where.
And I think that's all subjective, I guess, at the end of the day, because we never saw them play, so we don't understand it. But like that's kind of how sports is,
Well, you have to be mindful too, CJ. Like we're saying, like this will happen in another 2 decades. So even Wemby could be on the list, right? Luka will be on the list.
There could be people looking at it like, was Steph really even that good?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I forgot. Steph was on this last one. I'm sorry. I forgot Steph, obviously.
No, he was on. But like people are going to be like looking at it like, damn, like is he really a top 5 point guard of all time?
Yeah, so like for example, John Havlicek.
Yeah.
Right? Or let's see, Hal Greer. Shout out Hal Greer, all-star. Like we know, he's an OG, but could he, like CJ's saying, really get to it? And in my opinion, bro, if I sent you the screenshot, it looks like they were rating it based off of the type of player that you were first and then how many finals you won. Because I see Kawhi's on here as well. And I don't know. That's another person I was going to ask you, too, that I had in my notes. Is he still one of the greatest players of all time, even though he
hasn't been playing since he
won?
Yeah,
he's reluctant to play. He has those Finals MVPs, and he was great.
Yeah.
But that's another player.
You think he's in there off of just like his legacy already, like, and he hasn't done anything?
Yeah, and that's where like I'm not gonna take away exactly like so maybe he's not prime Kawhi Leonard at today, but what he was in 2014, like that pushed him into legendary status, bro.
Which
And so it's
is kind of crazy to think about. His ascension was
yeah,
like 4 or 5 years.
yeah, and that was
That was
and he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame somehow.
just like based off of that career alone, and then obviously what he
Yeah,
did in Toronto and shit.
so. But to answer your question shortly, just the way that they were grading it, it looks like just based on skill and then like finals appearances. So, we got people obviously like you're saying, Anthony Davis, right? Like
Right.
Curry, all these guys that are playing in our generation. It'll be interesting to see.
Shit. That well,
I'm
they had
excited.
Harden, they had Dame, they
Yep.
had was Russ on there?
Yep.
They have never been to
Well,
finals.
but that's the thing with Russell Westbrook. That's another great example, bro. He's gonna be on the top 100. He is.
He
Like,
averaged a triple
it doesn't
double.
matter how many years he was playing after his prime. Like what he did for the NBA's hasn't been done before. In fact, that was another cool thing, bro. You just reminded me. Like even Oscar Robinson, I think, literally was talking with him, bro. I remember because I was looking at this shit before we got on, and like he was just like talking to Russell Westbrook, and I thought that was cool because Oscar Robinson was Russell like he was a triple double machine back then.
Yeah.
And he's like telling him
That
like,
was
"Oh, I
him in
couldn't
the
do,
past.
yeah, I can't even do what you do now. Like not for no 82 games and fucking 4 straight years or whatever." So
Crazy.
yeah, it's crazy, man. But yeah, that's really what I wanted to see, man. Where your head was at, where they're gonna put Jokic, because I
Yeah,
feel like you gotta show your respect, bro, because
I would say
he's killing.
he's like you said, top 10 to
In the
like 15. That's a good
I
range.
agree.
If he wasn't a chip, he's definitely top 10,
Top 10.
like
I was
without
gonna
a
say,
doubt. He might like
yeah,
shit. He might even be because like who
bro,
you're
he might be
num no,
better than like
ho-
Elijah Wan,
well
bro.
let's talk about this. All right, who are your top 5 centers of all time right now?
Of all time. Oh my gosh. Okay, Kareem,
Kareem,
Shaq, um,
Wilt,
Wilt,
Bill
Wilt.
Russell, or how do you
Mm,
how you know what I mean? Like how do you
yeah. Wilt for sure. Jokic, and then, bro.
is Dwight up
Um,
there?
I think I'll put Bill, because Bill did win hella like
Chips
finals, bro. Damn, he won so many. So I got
eleven.
to. I actually, yeah, I'm tweaking. Yeah, Bill Russell's got to be on there, bro. Hella, he won so much, bro. I mean, those are the 5. I mean, I think Hakeem, might be a power forward. Same with Timmy D, right?
Yeah,
Like, I don't really know if those guys are centers, but like,
I
I don't
think
know.
Hakeem is more of a center.
Okay, well then I'll put
It,
Hakeem over Bill,
yeah,
in my opinion, just off of skill. I think
yeah. Timmy
personally,
D is definitely a power forward, and then he played
for sure.
center towards the like half end of his
Um,
career.
yeah, like Dirk is a power
Power
forward.
forward,
AD is a power forward. Like some of those, Giannis is a power forward. So like
right?
some of those guys aren't. But definitely Wilt, Shaq. I was thinking about Dwight too,
Yeah.
but I think Elijah Wan and Jokic are better skilled. So those. That's probably my top 5 of all time right now.
So Jokic is already up there already for
He's
you.
already in.
So if
Yeah,
he wins another NBA championship, where would that put him?
probably second.
But just behind Kareem.
Yeah, I think Kareem, like, just in my opinion, like this is my humble. I mean, I'm a Lakers fan, so be careful. Like I'm biased, but I just think Kareem did so much for the NBA. It's going to be really hard for them to put Jokic above him, no matter how skilled he was. And I could be wrong. Maybe the consensus is wrong on that, but I just feel like even if Jokic gets another, he would have to win 2 more, I think. But even if he wins another finals, I still think people will see Kareem as one of the best, or probably the best center of all time.
Dude, I
So,
think if he wins like one more and then, breaks Russell Westbrook's like triple double record or like
oh,
something
he
like
could
that,
do
you know
that.
what I mean? Like just like this is the most offensively like I think he's already the best offensive center we've ever had.
I agree.
Like just
And
I
like you
mean
said,
Kareem obviously
yeah.
had like the hook shot and was just ahead of
No, in
his
terms of
time,
skill,
but
yeah. In
skill
terms
and
of skill,
passing
yeah.
and this man is averaging
And
32 points right now.
you said it, bro. The fact that he's even, him and and Doncic are even like going for 100, like for what Westbrook's done, just shows you that it's already kind of, it's not worrisome, but it's interesting because like you're saying, he could end up passing him, and again, it's just another accolade. So
I think
that's it.
that I think he might.
Yeah, bro. I mean, if you want me to be honest, he could end up being top 10 of all time.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how that happened because I've been watching every year he's been in the league. He's not like LeBron,
Yeah.
you know. Like it's kind of his ascension has been super weird, but it's like,
Dude, I shout out to NBA University, but they like looked up someone's old. Oh, they looked up Shea's. Oh no, this dude looked up Shea's highlights from his early years in the Clippers, like his rookie season. I want to look at like old Nikola Jokic highlights because I feel like he's been playing the same and he just has polished his game so much, you know. Cause like you could tell like his game's like an old man's game, you know. Like it never
yeah,
really took like athletic ability or crazy just skill. It's just him using his body and knowing angles and just him being just smarter than everyone, you know. So
exactly, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you bring up a good point with Shea. Like that's why I brought it up. I just think by the 100th team, there's gonna be guys that we have to put on there
yeah,
because they've like already done just as much, if not more, than some of the legends. And I respect the legends, but there's also like there's a reason why you're like, okay, this is the record, and like Jokic comes along, and then this is the new record. You know, it's
yeah,
not like Westbrook cares. You know, it's crazy, bro. I would say Russell Westbrook on the Nuggets, it's probably the best fit for him outside of when he played for the Thunder, bro. Just watching him play with Jokic seems to me like he's found a place where he wants to stay, and that's cool because I didn't know if that would be the case for him. I didn't know how his career would end up going at the end, but it seems like he's found a great place to be.
yeah. No, it's looking good for him,
Yeah, he looks
especially
good for sure.
especially I think it's Jokic as well, you know. Like
Yeah, like
it's
you're alluding to, that's the greatness of him, right? Like you can play with anybody, and you're just gonna get better.
yeah,
So,
it's
yeah,
just
shout
his
out Yoke, bro.
yeah
Show.
greatest
Crazy.
offensive center of all time.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I'm honestly, the more that I think about it, the more players start to go behind him.
Yeah, yeah. No,
But
that 100
yeah,
team's gonna be crazy. I can't wait for that.
yeah, bro. Me either. I was excited to see what you thought about that. But yeah, man. Let's see. Let's go into the Lakers, man. We played yesterday, bro. I mean, I kind of want to talk about my squad a little bit. Playing the Blazers, I think Braun missed his first game for this one.
Yeah, he did.
Um, yeah, so that's kind of a big deal. I think. Let me pull it up. Just
Yeah, it
make
was the
sure I'm
first
not.
game of the season.
Yeah, he missed his first one. I had it in my notes, but I mean, AD. I mean, we were just talking about him on the 75 list. He continues to be an absolute. I think he's another person too. I had it in my notes right here, but I was gonna ask you this one question. Like, do you think he's kind of changed his legacy around a little bit in terms of the laziness and just not wanting to play? Because he kind of had a Zion Williamson thing on him at one time. When is
Mm,
this guy ever gonna play? He doesn't look engaged. But
yeah,
against bad teams, again, like I've been saying all year, this is the time where you say, "Hey, we need you to score 40, man," and it's not like, "Oh, I can't do it." Like these guys are worse than you. It's not Jokic.
yeah. Like
You need us on that.
you should
Yeah,
be scoring that much.
yeah, yeah,
No, yeah, he
yeah,
he
for sure.
definitely. I think it's. I don't know. I feel like even last season, there was
Hmm.
something different with him. I feel like a lot of people, people probably talked about it, but it's just people that actually have been watching the hoops.
Oh, can I say this to you guys? We only beat the fucking Blazers by 11 or 9 points.
9. Yeah,
So with AD's, yeah,
what's up
yeah,
with
with
that?
no 30 from AD, we're not winning that game again,
But
and it's just madness
yeah,
because
that I
they're
saw that,
so.
bro. Yeah, what was?
I mean, this is okay. Okay, this is another thing I had in my notes, bro. I'm kind of jumping all over the place. I'm sorry, guys, but this is what impacts the Lakers' net rating is when we only beat the Blazers, the Jazz by 1, the Blazers by 8, right? Like these wins should be 15 to 20 point wins, in my opinion. And kind of like CJ saying, like, what is going on? Like these games shouldn't be that close. Um, Shout out to the Blazers though. this is more, I kind of wanted to talk about them. I actually wrote down a couple notes. Shaded Sharp looks great. They have an amazing core. They
Dude,
don't need to be worried at all.
he caught
Oh
a
my God.
lob yesterday that
Dude,
was
it was
fucking
so
crazy,
nasty.
bro. I'm gonna
Yeah,
put that shit
bro.
in right here. That shit was
So,
crazy,
yeah,
bro.
put it, bro.
That
And I'm telling you guys, if you guys don't watch the Blazers or know about Anthony Simons and
they
Shaden
they
Sharp and all these,
they
they're
have
good.
they have a
They're
good
good
young exciting like prospects on their team right now.
team, and they're another. We had a couple pods ago. We talked about expectations. Their expectations are realistic, and you
Yeah,
can tell by the way that they play.
they play very
Sometimes they're not
free.
playing. Yeah, they play very free. That's exactly what I was gonna say. It's not even about the win. It's about playing free and just being able to do what you need to do on the court. And that was another thing I wrote down in my notes yesterday. I say the Blazers look unchained. That's what I use. They look unchained, and the Lakers look chained. We look like we're moving in mud, and we're not confident with our shots. And it's frustrating to me because I think it comes down to continuity. I love JJ, but I know it's so hard to bring in a new face and revamp the team and restructure the things that you want to restructure. And kind of like me and you were alluding to, dude, the Blazers have been just drafting players. Dude, they don't change over their staff. They're not worried about like
Yeah,
they're
they're
just
just
doing
building
what
it
they
up.
gotta do,
Yeah,
and you can see it. It's like they're competing with the Lakers in LA, bro, and they're 8-16. It is madness. Like they're not good whatsoever, but they play so free that I was watching yesterday and I wrote it down because I was like, this is what the Lakers are missing. It's like of course we're gonna beat the Blazers. Thank goodness.
yeah,
But it's just like the fact that we can't handedly beat them even when 80's going for 30. And D'Lo had a pretty good
D'Lo
game.
had a really good game. Yeah,
Yeah, so shout out D'Lo. That's another thing I had in my notes. I mean,
yeah. I think
D'Lo, I
AR
think,
was injured, right?
yeah, AR was hurt. But when D'Lo gets the opportunity to be D'Lo, another player where if he's playing free, there's really not much you can do to stop a person like him. But
Hmm.
yeah, those were my like key takeaways from that game. I watched all 4 quarters. It was dope. Me and CD have been trying to watch more hoops because we're busy people outside of this. So like sometimes I have to like just turn off my phone all the way, like on airplane mode, and I just do it. Like it's fine.
Yeah,
I have Wi-Fi, so if people need to still get to me, they can. But I just love just tuning into the Lakers, and yeah, I I was surprised by the game, but again, I'm not shocked about where we are. But the Blazers look great. Um, yeah, they look good.
yeah. They look good for being bad. You know,
Exactly,
like they're
exactly.
doing
And
it right.
I think Chauncey Billups too has been one of the better underrated signings in the last few years because he's another player where we were talking about guards earlier. People forget how good Chauncey Billups was, I think, too, right? So he's another great basketball mind that again, if you let that just sit there for 5 or 6 years and you don't change anything, I'm sure you'll get a playoff team pretty soon. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
So good for the Blazers, good on them, but yeah, one of my main takeaways was just it's funny because we posted the clip on TikTok, so go follow us there. But just having realistic expectations and not, I think what I said about the Thunder was kind of any game they lose is like a storm. It's literally thunder, because they're like, oh, why are we losing, yada yada yada.
right.
I just think it's really important to be realistic with your team and kind of like what you're doing. And I always say this, but I wish we could sit down on like a conversation and kind of hear how they talk about it too, because no, the Lakers aren't winning the finals right now, right? I would even say the Bucks look better than them. So it's like I don't know how realistic you can be in a box, right? Like I was telling you, like you built this prison for yourself. It's called second apron luxury tax, and it's called LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Those are two chain. Like you're not. There's no getting away from that. Now that you did that, right? It's a box. You don't win. There's nothing.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I mean, I love the Lakers. We still have our 2030 picks. I was looking at it today. We have all of our future picks. There's a reason why Rob Pelinka hasn't traded them away for Trae Young, right? Or like he's doing what I think I told you last year he should have been doing. Like no more trades, no more this. We're not trying to get Westbrook. Like we're just gonna ride it out. If we win, cool. But if not, we have all of our picks past 2030. And
Yeah.
that's something that the Lakers haven't been able to have in so long. It's just our draft picks. And you can see Dalton Connect. We hit on one. We hit on one. Like we don't even draft that bad.
No, y'all
Always.
draft
So
really well, actually.
yeah,
Y'all
the
like
Lakers are one of
y'all developed the like unknown, like Caruso, the
exactly,
Kuzma.
bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
You
y'all,
know, Bi even like just
Bi,
there's a lot of players that have come through
Randall.
the Lakers system. So I'm interested to see what your thoughts on it. I mean, you didn't have to watch the game. Obviously, you know I'm gonna watch it, but
Yeah.
just kinda how does that impact the Thunder? Oh, I'm not even gonna ask you about the Lakers, but whenever the Thunder lose games, bro, or if they're down to a bad team, like how does that make you feel? And does it feel kind of good knowing that okay, like my team is in a good spot. They have good picks, and obviously their future is looking very bright.
Yeah. No, yeah, it definitely does feel good. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where I'm just
No,
one
I
of
know.
those fans. It's like you just can't. You're not gonna be able to win every single game, right? So like, I'm upset if we lose in a stupid way, or we lose
Mhm.
when we're beating a team by 25 and they end up coming back. Like those are shitty losses, but I think
Yeah.
that's kind of how everyone should feel, anyways. But like, if we're just off one game, not hitting our threes. Like it's like that sometimes. It's just how the,
Yeah.
the league is. Like you're not gonna make your shots every single game. So, but like you said, I have the luxury of being on or like associating myself with a team that is like stockpiling draft picks right now. So I'm chilling. Like
Yeah.
like
No, yeah.
these past two
I asked you
seasons
for
are
the
just have
audience.
been just like the cherry on the top
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
me,
I literally asked for people that don't know about hoops at all, because like obviously you're gonna feel good, and I know you've been waiting for years, so like
Yeah,
of
bro.
course you're gonna feel good about it. But kind of just as a 180 to how I feel is like I feel kind of separate from CJ in terms of where my team's at, right? Because we're on the older side, and we didn't keep our future a couple years ago. So we're
Right.
seeing how that's,
Affecting y'all
playing
now.
out. Yeah, like now. And kind of like I was saying, alluding to, I think the way I explained it was perfect. Is it's just we've built a box for ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with that if the box is pretty. But when it starts to turn ugly and, it's not a greenhouse anymore, we can see where that goes. And yeah, Bronny's still hooping. We haven't talked about him much, but I did want to bring him up too. I saw he had a game with like 18 in the G League.
Yeah.
So shout out
He
Bronny.
got
He's
some
still,
minutes too. I saw that.
yeah, he got his minutes, and that's another thing I had in my notes is he's obviously a Laker, but uh, it's really cool to see them, in the league together. So that makes me happy. But yeah, I just hope like people learn not only from the Thunder, but just from like the GMs themselves, like Sam Presti, Daryl Morey, just the way they go about things and being able to get all the assets in one place and not be overpaying them, or because we talked about the second apron luxury tax where it's like the Lakers can't make a trade. Essentially what that means, they can't give out more money than they're taking back. So if they wanted a $40 million player, we'd have to trade one of our $40 million players. So it's not, there's no signing massive free agents. Our books are full. We have two mid-level exceptions that we can use, but to sign a max player, we have to get rid of somebody, so we can clear up cap space. It's not going to be a thing where we keep our roster and then we add. It'll be we subtract 2-3 players to get a massive player. But yeah, you're starting to see some of the impacts of the second apron, and the Thunder will feel that
We'll
whenever
feel that
they
in a
go to.
couple years.
Yeah, they'll feel it, but I think Presti knew, like he just knew how to manage it a little
I
bit
think
better
he's
than Point
preparing
did.
it. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, because
No, shut up.
that is the one
What's
thing
up?
with Sam Presti, bro. He might be like one of the greatest GMs of all time.
For sure, bro.
Like,
I would love
like I
to
think the
kind of take a
thing
deeper
I think the thing
look
that
into
he's
those
like
guys.
missing is a chip. Like if he had a chip, I
Yeah,
think that would be like, oh, what he's done, these players he's built up. He started from, you know what I mean, Oklahoma
yeah.
City. That
He's been like just an architect, and again another what is it, Bob Myers, like old
yeah,
Warriors GM, another good one. Like where it's just some of these guys, the way that they think about the game is it's a little bit less win now, and I think you're starting to see the mentality of winning now. There's nothing wrong with that if you win now, but if you don't, right, it starts to become a little bit more
mm-hmm.
of an issue. And I think even when Kevin Durant signed with the Warriors, that was part of Myers' plan. Is he knew that Curry they wanted to win now, and they were willing to go all in for that. So and that was before the second apron. I think the luxury tax has changed the way that teams have to do things, and it should, man. In baseball, shout out Juan Soto. This is a cool little tidbit too, but the 70 million with escalators up to 800 million. I don't know if we'll see an NBA player get paid that amount of money yet, but we will one day.
We will one day.
I don't know if it'll be in deferred money, but it'll be triple digits, hundreds and hundreds of millions. So,
who's gonna be the first $1 billion player, bro?
Dude, I don't know. If Ohtani wasn't, I don't know how anybody else.
It's just gonna get more though, like the
you're
cap,
right. That's what Cuban was saying. I don't know if you saw what he said on that pod, but he was like, eventually the cap is so high that they'll get the players get more than the owners on a yearly basis. They'll be getting paid more than the owners themselves. So, like somebody like Luka will definitely, like
Wemby will.
Wemby will. Oh, that's another great one. I didn't think about that. He will also get probably 4 or 5, like a lot of money.
It's gonna be ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, that'll be a cool episode to do whenever that crosses our feed for sure.
Yeah. Another game that I was watching, locked into, Minnesota Timberwolves lose to the Warriors, 106-114. Yeah. Shout out to the
Curry.
Splash Buddies. Buddy Hield, he went crazy. He dropped 27. That's your sixth man of the year.
Yeah, bro. I mean, he got ice cold a little bit, but he was warming up yesterday for sure. I actually caught the end of that because I was the Twitter thing I tagged you in. I wanted to see Ant, but shout out Ant. I'm not an Ant hater whatsoever. I just think sometimes he
talks too much.
Yeah, fine.
I feel you guys.
Bro. It was what's the audio? I forget I want to shout out their thing, bro. I don't remember their name.
Yeah, I got you.
I need to see it. Basically, they leak audio of like NBA games, and you can kind of hear what the players are saying to each other. And Ant was kind of, I think
Legends underscore NBA.
Yep,
Legends with the Z.
Yeah, bro. So shout out, bro, because he, he's able to kind of get those clips and put them in a meaningful way. But yeah, Ant was just talking mess to Curry, and he was like, yeah. And Curry said right back, because it was he's talking about last night. He's talking about last night. Mm-hmm. Like he was saying, like right back, bro, right back. Like we'll be right back.
Yeah, and he was.
Yeah, like he was saying right back, bro, right back. Like it's fine. You can say whatever you want because you're gonna be here tomorrow. And I'm gonna see your ass, bro.
And he definitely was cooking his ass.
They were both eating though. I'm not even gonna hold you. I think Curry was hooping, but so was Ant.
Yeah, Ant had 27.
Ant was holding his own, bro. I like that. I think. It brings out the dog in us. It's funny to see them chirp like that because I know when it gets down to the nitty gritty, bro, there's not a lot of players we choosing over Curry or Anthony Edwards, bro. I don't know about you.
Yeah, handful. Yeah,
but it's a great game.
I was about to say the one thing that I did notice about the Timberwolves specifically is whenever Ant wasn't on the court, their offense just looked very stagnant. It does not look good. Like
they missed D'Angelo Russell, by the way.
Yeah,
they need someone to run.
They need someone like that. Yeah. Well, I feel like that's kind of what Rob Dillingham was supposed to be for them, right? And he's just injured.
I think he will be in the future. Just he's a little, young. He's just a rookie.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So that was my main takeaway from that game. And obviously, whenever Buddy Hield makes shots, they're a really good team. But
I think pods too. I was gonna say the note I had in my about the Warriors was just they continue to find role players that nobody else wants or thinks is good and make them good.
Yeah.
So guys like Kuminga, Moses Moody, these guys are still in their 20s, and once Curry's gone, like that will be the Warriors' core.
Yeah.
They're not worried about the future either. I think they have a Dunleavy, Mike. It's Mike. He's their GM now. He's done an amazing job as well. Like you're saying, just being able to surround Curry and Draymond Green and their older veterans with like younger, more athletic players, like a Kuminga, again, pods like guys that are able to run up and down. So when Curry does get tired, he has just subs that are ready to go in, man. And it's exciting to watch the Warriors every day. Anytime they play basketball, the way they move the ball, it's unprecedented. Steve Kerr has the best offense in the NBA. it's just a system thing. So now it kind of reminds me of the old Spurs, bro, or like the triangle offense, bro. It's like
Okay.
very sophisticated. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's another thing I wrote down is I think that the Warriors role players have really helped open up their championship window again because I think it was starting to close. But in the future, I could see them being very good in the West.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
that little core, I think if Moody starts, bro, I think Moody's at 25 points per game. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like they just have a killer on the bench, bro, who doesn't get to shoot as much as he really should be.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're in a bro, it's crazy how like the narratives change a little bit, you know what I mean? Cuz we were just talking about how the Warriors dynasty is
looking a
over.
little. Yeah,
Well, it is
it's
over in a sense, but like they're
yeah
not
the
in a
Curry.
yeah, they're not in a good spot. That's what we were saying, you know.
Yeah, the
And
Curry dynasty for sure, but bro, it's in my opinion, like the Warriors have, yeah, they have an underrated core for sure. I don't know if it's one of the best ones in the NBA,
I wouldn't
but
say that, but they are definitely good
it's
players
for sure.
that'll probably be in the league very long time.
Very
But
good game. Another great one that I loved.
I was actually looking at the Wolves schedule, and they've been winning some games. Prior to this loss, they were on a 4-game win streak, and then
Oh yeah,
prior to that, they were on a 3-game losing streak. So
they remind me a little bit of the Lakers. 500. Kind of like Ant was saying. I think they what Ant said is what I think about the Lakers. Sometimes you just play like kids. We just don't look engaged, and but the Timberwolves have the same issues. No continuity, can't really guard anymore, which is
I was about to say they these past couple games they were doing really good prior to
yeah. But where's Jaden McDaniels?
not scoring.
Well, that was the question you talked about. DeAndre Hunter, he's another player that reminds me like that. God forbid he wakes up, right?
Right.
So yeah, like I think the Timberwolves are fine, but to your point, I think that they are right where they should be. Like they don't know what they're doing, they know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing, they know what they're doing. So it's like 4 wins, like you can see it, and then it just kind of teeters off. I was gonna ask you, bro. You think that they're scary in the West or not really? Like I'm over that idea. I don't really know if they're
I
that
think
scary.
they're scary just because of Ant.
Okay.
If that is a good answer or not. I mean,
Well, okay, let me put it like this. I think them beating the Nuggets last year was sort of a fluke.
mm, I think you talked about it, right? It was just
Yeah.
bad matchup for them,
Bad matchup, and then
timing of
on top of that,
everything.
he took the cake, bro. I think Anthony Edwards, he's
Yeah,
just
he was just
had
on a
one
different
of those.
level at that
Yeah,
time.
bro. He's
That
just.
boy was
I think even Jokic. Yeah, yeah,
he's going
yeah, bro.
crazy, right?
It's like when Ant's doing that stuff. I mean, nobody can do anything.
Right.
So
But no, that is the thing with this team. I just don't think there is another player besides Ant that I really trust. Like I
fair enough.
don't really trust Julius Randle with the ball, bro. Every time I see him, I get kind of like, oh shit,
Yeah,
pass the
yeah,
ball.
bro. I'm like turnover machine.
Yeah, well, I think I talked to you about it. He just feels like he's like a black hole in a sense when he's in the offense.
Yeah.
Like it just kind of possession. Like even if he makes it, it's like, oh fuck, like pass, swing it.
Yeah, bro.
I don't know. It just
Yeah.
I'm not confident
It's,
in it. I guess
I think the Knicks are happy with their trade. That's all I'm gonna say.
I would definitely be.
So okay. Sorry, I'm trying to look at ESPN. But let's see. We were talking about the Warriors Timberwolves, bro. I was gonna ask you about the Rockets Clippers game too, man. Because the Rockets are looking. I feel like we gotta kind of chop it up about them, bro.
Yeah, bro. They're looking good, man.
They're looking good. Did you watch this game at all? Or
I
not?
watched a little bit of it.
For sure.
Yeah, I think I watched.
I was watching. What? I watched half of that one. Well, the reason I was watching is because Bones was going off, bro. And I don't know if y'all remember, but Bones Highland was on the Nuggets, bro, and he used to be one of their better players, and he hasn't been able to get in the rotation. So I was watching him hoop a little bit, and then I was watching Pelicans Spurs.
Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't watch that one.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. Shout out to Jalen Green. I was seeing plays and stuff, and I think I watched the first half, because who was going off, bro? Fucking Jordan Miller or something, I think.
Jeez.
Yeah, Jordan Miller. I think he's a lefty, number 11.
I just want to talk about Ime mainly and see if you think he can win Coach of the Year, because that's kind of the question. I think, the Rockets have been amazing, but I also think it's because of their their coach.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think so.
Yeah, I think so far with how the season's going, I think he would be right now, in my opinion as well.
Yeah.
He's he's probably done the most with the least. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And
And he's actually like built it up too.
Yeah. I mean, we're not like a personal podcast. I don't know what happened with his wife. We're not like, I don't know why the Celtics got rid of him.
Oh, I think
do
he
you
was
remember?
cheating on his wife.
And was that like against their team policy or something? That's what I heard.
Well, he was like cheating on someone that worked for the Celtics or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. That's what it was. That's why it was against their team policy. Okay. But I don't know what that was about, but I know he's a damn good coach, and I know the Rockets were willing to take that risk because, I'm pretty sure Ime was just being stupid. We all make dumb mistakes, but, the Celtics are fine, obviously, now. But
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's one of the crazier NBA stories that is never going to get told.
Nope.
Like how Joe Mazzulla got the job, bro.
That is crazy, bro.
Sure. But I just wanted to see if you.
Yeah, no, I think if he's a top 4 seed in the West, yeah, I think he'll be a coach of the year.
So.
And like,
Yeah.
he, like I said, that's obviously he doesn't even need to be the number 1 seed.
Top 6 in my notes, I said if they're a top 6 seed.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the Rockets haven't been to the playoffs, right? In what?
Probably since Harden.
Yeah, some years. So we'll see. They could end up facing like the 2-7, right? Let's go Thunder Rockets. They're cooked, right? But still, I mean, it's fine.
That would be a exciting matchup, though.
Yeah, it'll still be exciting as hell. Like it'll be fun. But yeah, no, I just wanted to see what your thoughts were on that. So it's interesting. But did you watch any other games?
Yeah, I actually watched a big Magic guy now, so I definitely was watching that game.
Tell me about that. I was not locked in. I was watching the Bucks and Nets, but
okay. So shit, bro. They just keep winning without their best players. I don't really understand it. But like we talked about, they're one of those teams where they have one of the better defenses in the league, and when you're getting Jalen Suggs scoring 26 points, I mean, that's a recipe for success. They're like we were saying, they're not really one of those teams that's dropping a lot of points, but they'll definitely hold your team to not.
Yeah.
And Jalen Suggs, he shot 8 for 18 with 26 points, and the dude that is kind of like the player of the game for this is Goga. He had 21 and 16.
Yeah,
he's been blocks he didn't have any blocks, but he was just a beast on the boards this game. He was getting like tip-ins and stuff like that. Like he was going crazy, and he's definitely one of those like shout out to him. I feel like no one really probably thought he was gonna be hooping like he's been these past couple, but really this whole season. But he had 9 offensive rebounds.
Okay, yeah.
And then
we talked about it on the center tiers. I mean, we talked about it not for a while, but we can talk about it at length. I think Goga Bitadze again. Why give up on somebody who just wants to play hard and score buckets? And the Magic, he was a perfect player for the Magic, and of course he's going to turn into something probably more valuable than they expected. Like you're saying, like that's somebody who could really win you games if he ends up developing into that.
Mm-hmm.
Even 14 and 10. If the Magic could get that from Goga, and he's young, he's on the younger side as well. He's massive, but I just think the injury to Franz is going to make them a lot better in the future. Like, it's okay. Like you're saying, I don't think any of this is like they shouldn't be panicking at all. I don't know what you had down in your notes if you were going to ask me about that, but
I just was going to ask if you think they're the real deal just because they've been actually winning without their best players.
And like I said, I think it's only going to make their role players better because they haven't had Paolo, and so like more shots are going to go to more people, and that's going to make them more comfortable. And that's what people aren't thinking about. Like I don't think the Magic have chemistry issues. So when Paolo and Franz come back, there's not going to be, can you give me the ball?
Yeah. Like
We've never seen that.
nah, and
Yeah, we've never
they're already
seen it.
young. They've been playing on the same team for the past like 2-3 years. You know.
Bro, I would like, yeah, I bet you might even be able to testify to this, but like, I would say they're one of the better duos in the NBA. They've never had a problem. They were never clashing with each other the way that they like. They've always been quiet, bro. I like Franz and Paolo. They don't talk a lot. So
I think
love
it's. I mean, if we're critiquing them, it's probably just their shooting ability.
it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's like not has nothing to do with like they're not their
Starting to
chemistry's
improve.
not there. They're
Also
always
starting to
clashing.
improve.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, for sure.
Like, like you're saying, if Paolo and Franz can shoot 38% from three, run away, because then that's like you're saying, you get what you get. Like you're getting what you get from those guys this year. I think it's interesting they both tore their right oblique. So weird. I don't know
So
what they were doing in the
random.
workout room. Maybe it was like a Magic specific injury, because that's really weird.
That's very
Like
weird.
for both players to tear the same, but whatever.
They doing chest presses or some shit or what?
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about that. I was like, maybe it was a Magic workout or something. Like that's weird.
Overextended
But,
or some shit.
bro, he is. I watched a Ben Thinking Basketball. Shout out them, but I watched an entire video, 10-minute video on how Hans has been able to change their entirety of their team.
Yeah.
Their
No.
entirety. I think he's unlocked a completely new. Let's say so. His gravity is what's unlocked Jalen Suggs being able to hoop, Goga being able to hoop. Paolo is one thing. Paolo's going to get his. He's always been like that since he was in high school. He's never been scared. We knew he was going to be good. Like, I don't think anybody was really questioning that. But if you add Franz into the equation, like you were asking, if you think they're the real deal, like, just watch a Magic game, bro. Because you can kind of tell, like, they're coached the way that they guard. If they hit any shots, they're going to be competing at a high level.
Yep. They're also 10-0 at home right now.
Yeah. Yep. One of the best home teams in the NBA. And, bro, you used to be able to get their tickets for $5, bro. So it's dope to see. But yeah, no, I mean, bro, yeah, if that was the did you watch any other ones or that was it?
Oh yeah, I watched the Hornets Pacers.
Okay, yeah, you're talking about Reese, right? Yeah, you go ahead.
So
Yeah.
Hornets catch a dub without LaMelo against the Pacers. Tyrese had 9 points and 8 assists on 4 of 10 for shooting, 0 from 4 from the 3 in 37 minutes. Do we need to have a serious conversation about Halliburton?
At his price point, I think so.
So what is the
You can't. Well, if you want me to be honest, I had a whole I wrote down. I think we talked about it a little bit last time, but I kind of wrote down. I went through his contract a little bit.
Let's talk about it.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's looking in the first couple months of the season. I know he signed this last summer, right? If I'm gonna be honest, if we asked the Pacers GM, hey, would you do this right now? They would tell you no. So to me, it's not looking like a great contract. But I will say they don't have any. They added some escalators in there. It was some for his All NBA and then some for making All Star. But he also, he hasn't been the best player, so you may not have to give that extra money to him. Outside of that, though, that's really the only thing that's saving the Pacers. The contract itself doesn't allow you. It actually, paired with Siakam, they're gonna become a second apron team if they decide to end up paying Miles Turner again.
I think they will.
And the Pacers are not good. But so to answer your question, scale of 1 to 10, a 3.
Okay.
Not good. But what can you do besides stick it out? Nobody in the NBA wants the contract. If you call around and you're like, hey, can we trade you for Tyrese? They're gonna be like, that contract though.
That contract. Oh, look.
Not for real.
I was about to say I kind of want to do like a would you rather then.
Okay, do
All right.
so. You got any? Would I rather this person or Hallie?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. I'm just gonna kind of shoot away. Would you rather SGA or Halliburton?
Ooh, SGA for sure, for sure.
Jalen Brunson,
Brunson,
Curry,
Curry for sure.
Trae Young.
Ooh, this one's kind of tough. Oh, Trey, I guess Trey. He's so tiny, but Trey.
Cade Cunningham.
Cade, bro, Cade. I'm
Luca.
picking Cade. Luca for sure.
Ja.
Jar for sure.
It's not looking good.
You want to ask me about Maxie? Don't ask me about.
Jamal Murray.
I'm going Reese. Not gonna lie. Regular season, Tyrese Halliburton and Jamal Murray are damn near the same player.
Okay. What about?
So I'm gonna take Hallie. He gives me more assists.
What about fucking Josh Giddey?
Hallie.
Okay.
Because Giddey is a better like ultimate playmaker, but again, Hallie is just his assists and his points. It's just too much. Like Giddey, he can't make up for that with just rebounding.
Yeah. De'Aaron Fox.
D Fox for sure.
Tyus Jones.
Halliburton.
Okay. So I think we see the ranking. He's probably this season like a bottom half point guards would seem like bottom of the top half.
Yeah, I mean
I think you said you would take probably
LaMelo,
like
LaMelo, Dame, Trey,
Cade,
Curry, Cade,
Brunson,
Brunson, Lillard,
Shea,
Luca. Top 15. That's already 10 right there. We can name 10 better than him. So
that's not too bad. It's just kind of what you paid for him.
No.
But I also think I just think it's also one of those. It might be one of those like Tyler Hero type of contracts right now. Maybe in like a year or two, he starts to do a little bit better, and we're like, man, that contract really isn't that bad.
Well, I'm not a Tyrese Halliburton hater. I just think we're talking about it as right now.
No,
I know you like Tyrese too.
I do.
Like, I know.
I just like to, he's one of those because he's one of those players where I was told that Shea and him are on the same level, so I always just have to prove a point with that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been told a lot of things that haven't been true about Reese, but in my opinion, I also just think he had a great year last year, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if, like, I think people jumping the gun on, oh, he's better than Dame, oh, he's better than, like, no, because you still have to do it for a decade or whatever. So we're gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he's still an all-star caliber player, but when you have somebody on your books for 300, that's why Zach LaVine has been kind of good for the Bulls, because at least he's playing up to his contract, somewhat. But yeah, Hallie's definitely, it's a conversation I don't want to have, but it's okay.
Yeah. We'll see. I think obviously the season's still long, and he's had glimpses of like this past season and stuff, but I don't know, man. He just doesn't. If you're only taking 10 shots in a game and you're the starting point guard,
He seems like he's hurt to me. I don't know.
Seems very I don't know.
Massive.
Yeah. But that was it for all the games I had down. Was there anything else that you would like to say or?
No, man. I just think, like you said at the beginning of the episode, now over an hour ago, but just the importance of us continuing to put these out, and like the consistency thing is one thing, but when we're able to get it structured and like we're able to bring it, like, because I know it's about the consistency, of course, for the audience, but like for me and you, it's like just become a part of my day. So I'm always looking forward to being able to chop it up about hoops. I think, we have a lot of great games coming up.
I think there's only one
soon,
game tonight, actually.
Yeah, I was about to say soon. Yeah, one game tonight, but soon
And
we're going to
then
Vegas.
Cup games.
For the so we got a lot. Great week of hoops. I think. Me and CJ are just thankful, man. Thank you guys. We appreciate you guys listening, and we can't do this without y'all, man.
Yep.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Appreciate y'all. If y'all liked and enjoyed this episode of 3-Man Weave, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll check y'all guys out next time. Peace, man. Have a good
Peace.
one. 3-Man. Thunder up, baby.
Yeah.